What's up, internet? This is a trailer reaction for Joker Folie, Deux, a musical. My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And we will perform the rest of this in 4-part harmony, each using our false folds and our real vocal folds to sing 2 notes at the same time. We've been practicing Turkish throat singing.
Yeah, no, can't do it.
All right. No,
Can you?
I can make 2 notes at the same time, but one of them is a whistle.
Oh. Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair, that's fair. I cannot.
Yeah, anyway, I do wonder
whistle.
if this trailer will acknowledge that Joker Folie Deux is a musical, or if we're going to do the Disney model of putting out trailers for the movie and pretending it's not a musical, even though it definitely is.
What are you talking about?
There's a trend in musical movies to put out trailers. Mean Girls just did this a lot, where it was Mean Girls the musical, but they just called it Mean Girls, and there was no singing in the trailers. And it's this weird thing. Modern movie musicals are scared to make trailers that acknowledge that the movie is a musical.
Right, yeah, okay. They want to like trick you into seeing a musical.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. And like taking the musical off Mean Girls was very funny to me, because then it just became Mean Girls 2023, which was like
awful.
Great.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to watch this trailer. Let's dive in and hopefully we get some Lady Gaga. What, you don't like Lady Gaga?
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane.
The trial of the century.
They believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not. There's a monster.
Sounds like Arthur Fleck singing.
When I first saw Joker, when I saw you,
the whole world smiles with you.
for once in my life, I didn't feel so alone anymore.
When you're laughing,
That's one way to get a TV.
the sun comes shining through.
Great shot.
Yeah.
For once,
The fire on his side.
I have someone who needs me.
How about you, Arthur?
No, we're doing a musical.
Do you
Hell
still think
yeah.
you're a star?
Showtime. The whole world smiles with you.
You can do anything you want.
Nice.
The sun comes
You're Joker.
Cigarettes are so sexy. Oh my God, that's just there.
I'm sorry.
Look around! Look at all these people!
Imagery
I
of
will
them
no
in movies
longer
is-
allow any of you
Oh, they want me to think they're sexy, and I just
to keep me down.
be happy again.
I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
It's okay, baby. Let's give the people what they want.
I love this like sunny and
yeah.
his outfit's sick. All right.
Sing hallelujah. Come on, get happy. Ready for the judgment day.
Yeah, that was creepy as fuck.
I'm uncomfy. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a musical.
It is a musical. Interestingly similar to the first trailer.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I got a lot new out of it. It was just longer.
Yeah, I don't know how much more they can give away.
Yeah, I just right now I'm kind of like, does this movie have a plot? I'm curious. I'm like genuinely curious from the 2 trailers we've seen what the like what we're doing. And that's not a bad thing. I like trailers that keep things back. I'm not complaining about that. I just was I think that this is a very good trailer in how it's cut, in the vibes, the tone of it. I think all of that stuff really works. I think the visuals of this movie look like they're going to be exquisite.
Yeah.
But I walk away from this trailer with the same feeling I had from the first one. And I sometimes think that if you're going to put out multiple trailers for something, what I want from them is to get a new vibe, right? I think that we were just praising the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer so much for how the final trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine felt like a drastically different part of that movie without giving away too much.
Yeah.
And I felt like it drew me in more by showing me another side of the film.
Maybe this one, it was just to be like, hey, it's a musical, right? And then,
yeah, maybe.
And then, because this one's called official trailer, which means there will probably be a final trailer, which might be a little more in depth. But yeah, the first two trailers have definitely just been like the vibes, right?
And the cinematography, which is exquisite.
Sure. But with this one being a little more like, it's a musical, like especially with the like TV show look, like that was new footage, right? I don't remember the like not reality show, but the like. We've
seen a shot of the set.
Yeah.
Of the Joker and Harley set, but not the like them coming forward as basically Sonny and Cher.
Yeah. Okay, so like that was new. So it like there was enough there that I felt like it gave me something.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of what the plot of this movie is, like, I actually don't really know. Which, like you said, is fine. It might not be a plot-heavy movie. It might really just be more of, like, a character study.
Yeah.
That's also interesting.
Yeah, I think that it is... The one of the questions that I have going into the movie now, because we've now seen Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn I'm assuming ends up in the mental hospital that Fleck is in because she broke the window and stole the TV because she saw him on television. And as a narrative for Harley, her being sort of just
'cause she's
a normal person who is maybe on the like... I'm hopeful that they can make that character more complex than she's just sort of a crazy girl who saw Arthur Fleck on TV and it brought out her craziness.
Yeah.
The Joker Harley relationship, as fucked up as it is in the comics.
He's like her therapist.
No,
or
she's
his...
Yeah, she's his therapist in Arkham.
Yeah.
And she becomes corrupted by the time she spends with him, despite being a brilliant woman.
Yeah.
Which is why when she becomes a supervillain and then later on an anti-hero, her intelligence comes through in a lot of those stories. I'm hopeful that they're not just taking the name Harley Quinn and some of the imagery and putting it on a character who doesn't have any of those mental qualities that I think is what or the comedy, which I think that are the two things that people really lean into Harley Quinn as a character for.
Yeah.
Is that she is sort of this very intelligent character who is overcoming this victim mentality constantly, and she is constantly bettering herself despite what happened to her.
Yeah.
And I think that people love that story. I love that story. I think the Harley Quinn animated show does a really good job of showing that side of the character. I think Margot Robbie's interpretation of that character is great. And
yeah, I agree.
This trailer kind of just showed her to be a sycophant of Joker.
She just seems like a little bit of like the crazy girl without much substance to it. So I agree. I think that for me at least is going to make or break this movie. Like if she just feels kind of like a prop.
And I don't think she will. I don't think Lady Gaga would have signed on if she was.
No, I don't think so as well. I'm just kind of like expressing like what I think I need from this movie for it to really like hit home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just, I'm curious. I think it looks beautiful. I think the acting, obviously, like, Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. I think Lady Gaga, I'm much hotter on her acting than I think other people are. I thought she was phenomenal in A Star is Born. I really did. And so I'm stoked. Like, I'm cannot wait for this movie to come out. I just think that I thought this trailer was going to show me something new. And I don't, other than some new shots, I don't feel like I got more of what this movie wants. What this movie wants to be, other than Arthur Fleck is crazy and dances around a mental health institution.
Yeah,
which are going to be great scenes, right?
Sure, yeah. I am interested to see what the final trailer will be.
One way that I think it could be really interesting is if Harley Quinn ends up being like, because obviously this is going to revolve around the court case around Arthur Fleck, right?
Yeah.
If Harley ends up being the like intelligence behind the defense of him, right? If she ends up being a character witness for him and her testimony as a PhD, whatever, if that becomes how she becomes woven into that side of the plot. But what I don't want is for her to just be there as his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a version of Harley that I think we've left behind a little bit.
Yeah.
When women started, helping with the writing. No, I mean that mostly as a joke. I do mean that with a lighthearted touch because I do.
Sure.
The original Harley stuff from the animated show before she was even named Harley is great, right? Mm-hmm. Like the character's always been fantastic. I just think that we are now at a point where she is probably in the top 5 most popular superhero characters right now.
Yeah.
And if you're like, no, it's 5 boys first. Name 5 boys who have been in as many movies lately as she has, right?
But also, just go to Comic-Con. You will always find a dozen Harleys. Like,
yeah, but the guys that are going to complain and be like, no, it's Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, are the same guys that want those Harley Quinns there to jack off to them, but don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
They want to sneak photos from across the aisles.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that if you're being realistic about worldwide popularity of characters, Harley Quinn has an animated show, is in multiple movies. Yeah, like there's this is gonna make $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like Harley Quinn and the Joker are arguably more popular right now than Superman, realistically, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see if James Gunn can kind of flip that switch a little bit.
For sure.
But
it waxes and wanes, right? Like, obviously there are times when certain characters are more popular, and that usually depends on what's coming out around that time or
and
how
society.
their story. That's true.
I think that we live in a very pessimistic time.
We live in a society
where people, because of the pessimism of our society, people are gravitating more towards Joker than they are towards Batman right now. Right. I feel like anarchy is a message that is resonating. I think it's why the first Joker movie made over $1 billion. There is a feeling of like we don't have room for these perfect Boy Scouts. The world is too complicated to be solved by a kid from Kansas with a big heart, right? I disagree with that. I think we need more of those characters. I think we need more of those stories. I think we need to go back to telling stories of these mythological good people that we can aspire to be, instead of trying to complicate everything down to, well, the Jedi are also bad, or Superman can fuck up, or like I don't need those movies as much right now. I think we need more positivity.
That's fair.
And so I'm hopeful James Gunn goes that direction. But I think Harley Quinn right now is one of the biggest draws.
Yeah.
And
I will agree with that.
I think that if they nail it with this version of her, this is going to be another very popular version. And if they fuck up Harley Quinn, I think that this movie might bomb. Yeah,
I agree. I do think that she is truly like kind of the linchpin in this movie working or falling apart.
Yeah.
Especially like across a wider audience.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think there is a specific group of people that will love this movie no matter what.
But those people are pissed that it's a musical. Like that's what's so fascinating about this movie is the number of like dude bros who are like, Joker was perfect. Why the fuck is he singing? No, but literally.
Yeah.
Like I've seen the F-star thrown at this movie.
Oh my god.
Like they made it for, I'm not going to say it now because I'll get demonetized, but
unhinged. Yeah.
That is a real part of the audience that loves the Joker that are pissed about this movie already. They already hate it because Lady Gaga said, "I'm born this way," and is a gay. No, but realistically,
sure. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Lady Gaga stands up for gay rights, and that is a problem in the eyes of a certain demographic of superhero fans, right?
Right.
And so I think that this movie, by moving further to the left, by being a gay musical with a very queer leading lady, sheds some of the far right. And if it wants to be $1 billion film again, it has to pick up people in the direction that it's heading. And the way to do that is to not make Harley Quinn.
Gotta nail Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. She's.
And I'm not saying that the movie isn't gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we've seen 2 trailers now. Neither of them have given me the vibe that Harley does anything in this movie other than be there for Arthur
Yeah.
and be into Arthur and so if that's her whole arc, then maybe it's a setup for a third one where she breaks, like maybe there is a longer game plan than I think. Like maybe it ends with them having a violent breakup, right? And it goes, or not, hopefully not, I'm not advocating for physical violence. I just mean like a aggressive and sort of emotionally violent falling apart that leads into a third film or whatever they want to do. But
maybe.
I'm curious. And obviously I think the first one's really well made. And I'm excited for this. It's going to be a blast to...
Yeah, October, I think.
Yeah, which is a good time for this. Right before the election.
Right before the election. Hell yeah. All right, let's go.
Is it going to be a femininomenon in October? We'll see. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is the one woman.
Yeah.
That I remember. I think there was a female police officer at one point.
Sure. Yeah.
To be fair, there's only it's Brendan Gleeson.
There's 4 people in this movie.
Arthur Fleck. There's 3. I think there's 3.
Yeah.
It's Brendan Gleeson, Lady Gaga, and Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lady Gaga, I love you. See you next time, y'all.
Bye.
Do something tonight.